credit to the Rams for trying to storm back. We'll talk about that coming up. For now, though, let's give credit to the Philadelphia Eagles for punching their ticket to the NFC Championship game, which they will be hosting. I was at a restaurant on Saturday night during the Commanders-Lions game, and there were Eagles fans who were cheering loudly for the Commanders to get the home game. I don't know. In hindsight, I don't know you want the Commanders, but they got the home game. Either way, they get to witness whatever it is, thrill of victory, agony of defeat. It was the thrill of victory on Sunday as the Eagles won the game 28-22. I think that gave the Rams a half-point cover. It was 6.5 or 6. Maybe it was right dead on the money. Either way, that touchdown near the end made it a lot closer than we thought it was going to be. When it's 28-15, I remember you saying before the game, they're going to whip their ass. And it felt like it at times. The Rams kept hanging around. But when you have Saquon Barkley, he and Derrick Henry are a lot alike, where if you give them that crease into the second level, they're just gone. They look different when they run. Derrick Henry's more upright. Saquon's more compact. But those legs start churning when he gets that hole. And look at that hole.
Look at that hole.
Watch Mekhi Becton sit down. He's just gone.
Yeah, he's gone. You're not going to catch him in that moment. They're special up front. They can dominate you. This was a huge part of the football game right here because you felt you thought, wow, when the Rams decided to blitz, he got the first down. And then again, basically one hand, two-hand touches him on an 80-yard touchdown run. But this is the Philadelphia Eagles. You know my thoughts on them. I think they're the best team in football. But am I sitting here going, oh, man, that was awesome yesterday? No. I'm sitting here going, I'm a little concerned with the way things look, right? They're amazing. I get that. They do awesome things. Mike Tirico said it right. They can hit some home runs. But, damn, they got to learn to hit a few singles and doubles every now and then. They can't just be home run. You look at that game yesterday, there was 131 plays in the game. I would almost say it felt like, and I'm probably, a little off here and bolstering this a little bit, but if there was 131 plays yesterday, it felt like the Rams won 115 of them. Except for a few defensive plays by the Eagles and the big runs by Jalen Hurts and the big run by Saquon and like one or two passes, that was it. But the game was, incomplete pass. Oh, we can't find anybody. Oh, he ran for nothing because we have everybody at the line of scrimmage. Oh, gone, he's gone. Nobody touched him, 70 yards. Oh, 3 and out. They can't do anything. Incomplete pass. Run up the middle for nothing. Do that again for another drive. Oh, boom, he's gone for an 80-yard touchdown. Very odd. Hard to win the Super Bowl that way. And they're damn good. You know that. They can do it a lot of different ways, but they definitely need more of a pass game and more of a balanced offense, I think, to win the actual Super Bowl. That scared me a little bit yesterday.
15 for 20, 128 yards, 91.2 passer rating, no touchdown passes, no picks for Jalen Hurts yesterday. Saquon Barkley finished with 205 yards, an Eagles postseason franchise record, breaking the record set decades ago by Steve Van Buren. 460 rushing yards in 2 games this year.
That's incredible.
Against the L.A. Rams. And exactly 26 carries each game. Look at that. Look how nearly identical the numbers are. He had more production in the regular season, but so much for taking away the guy that killed you the last time around. And kudos to the Eagles for still riding him, for not thinking it wasn't going to be there.
Yeah.
It was still there. But you're right. It's a lot of feast or famine. And you never know when the famine is going to start. And you never know if the Commanders are going to whip up in their 3rd meeting of the year against Barkley. They're going to have something to just keep, like, we were talking about this in the green room. If we can play the one where Mekhi Becton just obliterates.
Yeah, the first Saquon long
boom.
Touchdown run. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, they were talking about placement of the free safety. Like, you need a last line of defense that has a snowball's chance in hell of getting to Saquon Barkley. How is it that a running back can get past the first level and there's no one back there that even has a chance? Now, that guy made a bad guess. he got over. I mean, but you got to have somebody who's in position to try to get an angle on him and keep it from being a touchdown.
Well,
I think that's the key.
I'm with you there.
It can't be Jared Verse chasing him down.
No, it can't be. But let's rewind that, guys. Rewind that to the start of that play, if you don't mind, because this is the bind they put you in. They got great receivers. They got 6 guys at the line of scrimmage. They're worried about stopping the run, right? But they don't want to take a free safety, their only guy back deep, that protect their corners against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith out of the middle of the field. So that's the bind Philadelphia puts you in. Like you've heard,
force him to do it. Force Jalen Hurts to throw it.
Well, I think that's what you're going to get to that this week, Mike. You're spot on. That's exactly what's going to happen. As we go along further here, teams are going to go, wait, the Rams did a pretty good job against the run, but still not good enough, and you got to do more. Looks like we might have to take even more chances to stop this all-time great offensive line. And yes, I think you might see some of what you're talking about there. You're going to have to at times go, you know what, screw it. We're kind of playing cover 0. There is no safety, but we're going to take a calculated risk that we feel comfortable about the pass play you might call, but we're worried about stopping the run. And you put it on Jalen Hurts' shoulders because right now, Jalen Hurts is not playing good. People in that stadium are questioning him and his play. As we saw yesterday, it was stagnant. It was holding the ball. It was turning down some open receivers and moving on too quickly, totally out of their game in the pass game. And L.A.'s going to be sick. L.A. woke up this morning and they threw up in the toilet before they got going. That's what they did because they're like, damn.
Throw up anywhere, that's the place to do
that
it.
That is. They may be a bucket by the bed. It might have been that kind of night because they're going to go and watch this film tonight and go, man, the Eagles are better than us, but if there was a game or day for us to steal this game and win it, it was yesterday. And they had so many opportunities. And I sit here, look, and go, like you said, it's feast or famine. There's nothing here. And a lot of these plays, it doesn't look good. They're way too simple on the offensive side of the ball. And I sit here and go, if it ain't for the 2 Georgia guys on defense, Jalen Carter punching the ball out and Nolan Smith getting the strip sack that led them to 2 easy field goals, I don't know if Philadelphia wins that game yesterday. Their defense was big time, and of course with the big stop at the end of the football game.
And you saw Jalen Hurts. He got sacked 7 times. The Rams had 16 sacks in 2 postseason games.
Incredible.
Not the record for a single postseason, but they tied the 85 Bears for the number of sacks in a single postseason. That in and of itself is impressive. They tied the single game postseason record of 9 sacks on Monday night against the Vikings. But we'll talk about the Jalen Hurts health issue because he got twisted up and he may have a knee thing.
Yeah.
You've got to force Jalen Hurts to beat you. We were talking in the green room about how Jalen Hurts, when he runs, he's sliding more quickly than maybe he has in the past. That concussion got his attention. I think you just have to put it all on him and make him throw the ball. I'd rather take my chances, and I'd rather give up 25 yards to A.J. Brown or 25 yards to Devontae Smith or 25 yards down the seam to Dallas Goedert or one of those little wheel routes or whatever. I'd rather do that than give up a 75-yard home run to Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I think you're on it, Mike.
Because there's enough moving parts in a pass play that, we have a chance to get to the quarterback and sack him. We got a chance to get to the quarterback and legitimately hit him, even if he gets the ball out, and it's going to have him thinking. The ball's going to be in the air. We have a chance to go get the ball. We have a chance to break up the throw. Okay, fine. They catch one. We can live with 25. We can't live with 75 yards, momentum changing, no chance to catch the frickin' guy. No one's going to catch him. We're not going to let that happen to us. And it's Dan Quinn, Commanders coach, defensive guy, has had playoff success in the past. I trust that they're going to come up with something to try to neutralize Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying all the right things, and I think that's what the Rams tried to do yesterday in a lot of ways, and that's why you said feast or famine, because I think there was a number of plays where they were like, go ahead, we dare you to pass it. Look at this. This is the most unbelievable pass look for a quarterback ever. But we got to stop the run, and this is what we got to do. So that's where, you're right. They tried to find that balance, but they still got overpowered. And that's where the Eagles are so good, and that's where you've heard me say the Eagles offensive line, to me, I would put it in the category of the 90s Cowboys. Because, again, the 90s Cowboys, they ran more than 2 or 3 run plays, and they did have Michael Irvin and Troy Aikman and Alvin Harper. I mean, and 2 of those 3 are Hall of Famers. So that was like, oh, crap, we got to worry about a real passing game here. And Jay Novacek down the middle. The Eagles are doing it and running the ball like this with this offensive line, like I said, running really 2 or 3 run plays. And most teams come into the game going, hey, we got to stop the run. If we make Jalen Hurts just be a quarterback and stay in the pocket, we got a chance to win the football game today. And as you get deeper in the playoffs and Super Bowl, we usually see teams take more and more calculated chances along those lines. We'll see where it goes. But, damn, A.J. Brown, 24 yards in the playoffs. Again, I'm not about like, oh, we got to feed a guy all the time. But, like, you got to do something more than that. That certainly got to find him a way to get him in the rhythm of the offense. He should have caught the ball down the right sideline at the end of the first half. There's no doubt about that. He should have caught this one here in traffic. We're used to seeing him that. But it's still not enough opportunities for one of the best offensive players in all of football.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I'm thinking about this Saquon Barkley thing. All right, we saw the numbers against the Rams. 255 week 12, 205 yesterday. I'm looking back at the 2 games the Eagles and the Commanders played.
Right.
Because it's not too early to spin it forward because 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock Eastern, it starts. Week 11, Thursday night. The game that it was still a game and, like, everybody in the stadium and everybody in the broadcast booth thought it was over. Remember that game? It was 26-10, and the Commanders drove down, and they kind of took their good old sweet time, and they score, and they get the 2-pointer, and they're out of time at that point to try to get the ball back and tie the game. Barkley in that game, 26 carries for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. 146 in that game. In the rematch, Barkley, 29 carries for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he's going to get his yards, right? And the Commanders won one of those games.
Yeah.
He's going to get his yards. But if you make a conscious effort to get 150 down to 100 and force Jalen Hurts to do more. Now, in the rematch, that's where he had the concussion. It was Kenny Pickett who came in, but Pickett threw 24 passes, completed 14 for 143 yards. In the first game, Hurts threw 28 passes, completed 18 for 221. Make them throw. Make them throw, especially with the health question with Jalen Hurts. Do everything you can to take away Saquon Barkley. And if Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert beat you, so be it.
That's right.
I think you have a better chance of stealing it from them if you just do everything you can to neutralize and erase the impact of Saquon Barkley. And again, he still may have 100 yards, but the difference between 100 and 200 is gigantic. And if the Rams had held him to 100 yards last night, the Rams would have won the game. Let's take a break. When we return, we want to talk about the 2 quarterbacks from yesterday's game in some detail. The health of Jalen Hurts and the future of Matthew Stafford. That's next on this Monday edition of PFT Live. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.